So, Commissioner, we know you said you're from the Bronx. We won't hold it against you. I'm a Brooklyn baby. So, if we had to go to the Bronx, where would we get the best slice of pizza?
From Frank's Italian Pizzeria on Castle Hill Avenue between Lafayette and Seward. But I got to tell you, here's the best borough. You ready for this one?
I'm gonna listen to it.
BBMQS.
Oh, the whole city. That was okay.
That's
All
the
right,
best.
that's the best. You're right, sir. You get that one. Okay, BBMQX.
QS. S.
S for stat. We can't forget Staten Island. Welcome back, listeners. Today is another episode of the NYC Correction Conversations podcast. I'm your host, Captain Marshall, and we have a special treat in store for you today. I would like to welcome and introduce to some the commissioner of the boldest and the best agency in the country, the commissioner of the New York City Department of Correction, Stanley Richards.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It is an honor to be here and have a conversation with you.
Thank you, Commissioner. We are so elated to have you in our presence today. So, we're just going to get into it and just ask you a few questions about your journey with
Mhm.
the New York City Department of Correction.
Mhm.
I know that you were a part of senior leadership before.
Yes.
So, tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming Correction Commissioner.
Yeah, my journey started, I'm born and raised in the Bronx, and my
Mm.
journey started in Soundview Projects in the Bronx, where I lived a life on the streets and cycled in and out of jail and prison and thought that that was going to be my life. But during my last incarceration, I went to school, got my GED, went to college, and graduated, and realized that I didn't have to live that life. And once I learned that about myself, I dedicated my life to helping others rebuild their life post incarceration. And so I came home and spent the last 35 years in nonprofit work and reentry work and advocacy work, and a short stint here as the first deputy commissioner in 2021,
Yes.
trying to be part of the solution where we can end up with a system that is win-win for everybody. A win for our officers and the members of service, and a win for the people that come into our care. When they go home, they don't come back. And so it is an honor to be in this role, in this moment, with all of you, working to build a future for this department and to build hope for the people that come into our care.
Well, Commissioner, it is commendable for you to make such a transition in your life, to have all those experiences to now come out basically on top.
Yeah.
So, we also know that you're leading a people first agenda.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
Yeah. People first is about how we see each other. When you talk about preparing the department for the future, the borough-based jails, you got to pay attention to who's in this system. And we have right now 5,600 officers who come to work and serve this city honorably. And we need to see them, and we need to value them, and we need to appreciate them, and we need to let them know that they are not alone. They are not isolated, and they are not the enemy. And we have 6,600 people in our care. We are not the judge and jury. We don't control who comes into the system or when they go out. But what we can control is how we engage them when they come into our care. And so, people first is about seeing people for who they are, elevating that, appreciating that, and recognizing that. So, people first for me is like a rising tide lifts all boats. When we care for our officers, we can then ask our officers to care for the people who come into our care. When we care for those who are sent to us, my hope is that they find some hope that life could be different. And when they leave us, don't come back.
Wonderful. We appreciate that. And I think that it's very, very important that the staff, uniform and non-uniform,
That's right.
as well as those in our custody, understand that this work is for each of us,
That's right.
that we're all here to build and to grow together
That's right.
for a greater outcome for even our city.
That's right.
So we thank you for the people first. But how does that work in conjunction with the staff? How do you feel that the staff can deliver on that agenda?
I feel like first I need to deliver on it, right? People first. I think staff need to see, not just through words, but through my deeds, every decision I make, every strategy I implement, every course of action I take has to be centered on people first. And so it is my obligation to demonstrate and to show staff that people first is about valuing people. And so my strategy going forward is doing everything we can to reduce contraband coming into our facilities so our officers don't get hurt, so the people in our care don't have medical emergencies. When we have safe facilities, we're communicating to our staff that they are people first. When we get contraband and drugs out of our facility, we're communicating to the people in our care, you are going to be safe if you're sent to us. And so it is my obligation to make sure that everything I do and my administration does communicates that our staff are valued, they are appreciated, they are seen, and so are the people in our care. We're not the judge and jury.
As you stated previously, the city is transitioning toward borough-based facilities. So just this past April, we know that you spearheaded the opening of the Bellevue Hospital outposted Therapeutic housing unit in Manhattan, which is comprised solely of the individuals in custody that were housed in the North Infirmary Command.
Yes.
So there was a press conference held. So we're just going to take a look at the press conference.
This therapeutic housing unit is home to 104 beds and will deliver high-quality care for people in custody with acute medical conditions and serious mental illness. Patients will begin moving in tomorrow. Rather than wait critical hours and travel off-site to get the treatment they need, specialty services will be just an elevator ride away. Rather than enduring the crumbling conditions that have defined Rikers for so long, they will receive care in a space designed for rehabilitation. Like the borough-based jails currently under construction, this therapeutic unit has been designed to improve the well-being of those experiencing crisis. This means brand new physical therapy and occupational therapy equipment, natural light, voluntary respite rooms, and a vast recreational space. This unit meets DOC protection standards, so we can ensure the health and safety of both those in custody and corrections officers.
This moment is what the future could look like. And I am just so thankful to be leading in this moment the Department of Corrections. So thank you, Mayor, for appointing me, for being bold and being consistent about making sure that every New Yorker lives with dignity. I also want every service member of service, our correction officers, to understand that our gratitude is not reserved only for special occasions like this. You are valued 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. But appreciation cannot live in words alone. As meaningful as a thank you or a pat on the back is, it must also be reflected in the environment we create. When we walk through the doors and we see the new lockers, the updated cafeteria, the modern workstations, and the uplifting design all around you, you know that this space was created with you in mind. It reflects the important work and mission of the New York City Department of Corrections.
Commissioner, that is a state-of-the-art facility. Can you tell us a little bit about the facility?
Yes, the whole design of the facility is centered on human dignity of our staff and the people in our care. From the lighting, the textures on the wall, the designs for each of the cell and the housing areas, the control and operation of the facility is all centered on uplifting and recognizing both the professionalism and dedication of our staff and the human dignity of those who have been sent to us. And that's an example of what the borough-based jail is going to look like. We're going to use design to speak life into the work that we do as a department. We're going to use design to uplift the professionalism that we see every single day, and bravery and boldness that we see every single day in the department. And we're going to communicate that although someone has been sent to us, as I said before, we're not judge and jury. They don't lose their human dignity when they come into our care. And so we're using design as part of that. We're using uplifting strategies to support our staff and to provide opportunities for people in the care to transition home so they don't come back. All of that is about recognizing that no matter what you did or why you're here or the job you chose to do, you don't lose your humanity, you don't lose your dignity, and you absolutely don't lose the respect and admiration of our staff for people from New York, in New York.
Wonderful. Well, I'm guessing that you got a lot of positive feedback based on the new facility. So have you gotten that type of feedback from staff, from the hospital staff, the uniform staff, even the incarcerated population?
I think people are excited about this moment that we're in. One of the things that really jumped out at me when I started was that you would think that it was people in our care most excited about this opportunity. It was our staff. Our staff have been yearning for someone to see them, for someone to value them, for someone to appreciate them, to understand that the sacrifices and commitments they make to join this department, the sacrifices that their families make every day they walk out the door, are finally being recognized. Because I'm telling our members of service, both uniform and non-uniform, I see you, I hear you, and I value you. And let me ground it in my own experience. When we see each other and we value each other, as Maya Angelou always said, you might not remember what I said, you might not remember what I did, but you'll absolutely remember how I made you feel. In 1986, when I came in here, I still remember my B officer because she treated me with dignity. She didn't ask me what I was in for. She didn't treat me based on the charges I was facing. And I still remember her to today. Her name was Officer Sumter. And I looked her up. Wow. She was a captain. Wonderful. And she retired in 2010. And I'm looking for her because I want her to know she had an impact on my life. And that's the opportunity we all have in this department. And that's what I'm uplifting, and that's what I appreciate about this moment and the moment with the opportunities we're going to have going forward.
So we are going to ask a few personal questions.
Go.
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We know you said you're from the Bronx. Yes. We won't hold it against you. I'm a Brooklyn baby. So if we had to go to the Bronx, where would we get the best slice of pizza?
From Frank's Italian Pizzeria on Castle Hill Avenue between Lafayette and Seward. But I got to tell you, here's the best borough. You ready for this one?
I'm going to listen to it.
BBMQS.
Oh, the whole city. That was, okay.
That's
all
the
right.
best.
That's the best. You're right, sir. You get that one. Okay. BBMQS. S for Staten. We can't forget Staten Island. Yes, we won't forget Staten Island.
We won't forget
Staten Island. Okay, you're right, sir.
Island.
All right, so now we're okay now. We're friends.
We're okay.
We're okay now. We're good. We're good. Commissioner, do you have any hobbies?
Oh, yeah. One I think is going to shock everybody, and that is I'm a huge NASCAR fan. Wow. That is something I do. I watch NASCAR every Sunday, and I go to about 3 races a year. I even did the drive-along in Pocono, where I was in one of the NASCAR races, and we got up to about 160 miles an hour. Totally awesome experience.
Adrenaline rush.
One of my bucket list items is when I retire to get a C-Class RV, drive the country, see the NASCAR circuit, and just explore this beautiful land. My other hobby is fishing.
Oh, great.
I fish all the time. I love fishing. I go for striped bass, porgies, bluefish, flounder, fluke. I am a true and true fisherman.
Fisherman. And we also know that you're a granddad.
Yes,
So what do the grandkids call you?
pop pop.
Ah.
My wife and I, my wife said, don't call her grandma. So they call her G baby. And for me, they call me pop pop.
Okay. All right. So on a typical day, if you walk into a bodega or a deli, what are you ordering for breakfast?
Breakfast is going to be bacon, egg, and cheese. Scrambled soft, cheddar cheese, lettuce, tomato, salt, pepper, ketchup.
On a roll, a bagel, or
White toast.
oh, white toast. Okay. Cheating a little. Not we. We go with white toast. Okay. If you could go on vacation tomorrow, where would you go?
My favorite place is DR. My wife and I go there every year on our anniversary. We just love traveling to DR. The people there are so friendly and engaging, and it's just a beautiful island. And so, yeah, that's our favorite place.
Okay. So, Knicks.
In 4.
Okay. What a prediction. You heard the commissioner right here. He said it. So, are you Jets or Giants?
I'm sort of like a New York fan. So I
Okay.
appreciate the Jets and I appreciate the Giants. I will root for both of them.
Good answer. Yankees or Mets?
Definitely Yankees.
Oh, such a Bronx. Such a Bronx.
Definitely
Okay, we
Yankees.
got it. We got it. So, when you're not working as the commissioner, what is a typical day for you outside of that?
Spending time with my wife. I think it's when I took this job and the previous job I had throughout my career, I was really focused on doing the work. And my wife raised our kids while I was off doing this work. And she works as well. But since that time, I really made a commitment to try to spend time, quality time with her. So I know there are going to be long days. I know there's going to be weekends, but it's really important for me to make sure I close my day out with my wife where we have dinner together. On the weekend, we spend time together. We perhaps sometimes get our grandkids, just spending time and appreciating the family time that we have. And so that's how I spend my weekends.
I recently heard that you have a bit of a slogan. Together we struggle, together we overcome. Can you tell us a little bit about what that means?
Yeah. It's a Swahili saying. If I said it in Swahili, I would butcher it. But it's something like "Tumoja tutashenda," and that means together we struggle, together we overcome. As a village, as a community, as a department, we struggle. We're struggling through staffing shortages right now. We're struggling through the demonization of the department and the demonization of our officers as the enemies. But together, we're going to overcome that. Together, we're going to bring light into a place that has been forgotten and has been dark. We're going to be the light in the room. Together we struggle, together we overcome.
And the last question: why should New Yorkers or anyone in the US
Mhm.
consider working for the New York City Department of Correction?
If you want to have a career and a job that allows you to contribute in ways that you couldn't imagine, join the Department of Correction. What we have here is a family of people who have committed their lives to helping others. So, like I told you about Officer Sumter, that's the opportunity our officers have every single day. And when I tour the facilities and I walk the facilities, I see it. I see the way in which officers engage with people in our care, helping them. I see how they engage with families. You have an opportunity, if you join the boldest family, you have an opportunity to have that kind of impact, generational impact, transformational impact. Be part of the solution to help people rebuild their lives. As I said, we are not the judge and jury. We don't determine who comes into our system, but what we can control is how they experience this system once they come in and how we respond to that. And so joining the DOC boldest family is a gift that will keep on giving. It'll
Absolutely.
give to you, it'll give to your family, and it'll give to the people in our care.
Here you have it. This is another episode of the NYC Correction Conversations podcast. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.